everyone, this is Gail and welcome to my channel tonight. We are doing a tag live stream. A lot of you are familiar with tag videos, and this is the same thing, except I'm just going to answer the questions live, and you can use them for your own tags. So I'm not really sure who's going to be most likely to do this. I'm going to have to think about that. And my husband's going to be asking the questions tonight, but here's the thing. You know how it goes. By the way, hi, my name is Gail, and welcome to my Be Bodacious channel, where we're all about not letting life get in the way of living. And that's why we're doing this tag tonight. Just kind of a something fun, kind of get to know you kind of thing. My husband's going to be asking me the questions. And I've got to be honest with you. I haven't really looked at the questions specifically because I wanted any of my answers to be authentic and kind of a spontaneous kind of thing. So I really don't know what he's going to ask. I haven't looked at it. So if you want to follow along, I do have the questions down there in the box below. I just haven't had it. I haven't looked at it other than to copy paste and do that. So without further ado, we've already got 2 people watching, and I appreciate it. You all go ahead, and if you have not clicked the like button, go ahead and smash it. And if you've not subscribed, I want to invite you to do that, to be a part of the channel, to subscribe, get the notifications. This channel is about lifestyle, travel, and service dog videos. So I've got some $40 day trips that are going to be coming up. We're going to be talking about how to afford your trip and what do you base that on, and things like that. Those are coming up in future videos. And of course, we're going to have service dog Pipsy, who is over here with his toy again. Yes, for those of you who were on with me last night on the live stream, I did a pop-up. You saw him bringing me his toy, which is what is squeaking. Good boy. Good boy. He's over here on his second bed, but he may pop up and join us at any time because that's what service dogs do. So anyhow, enough about that. That gives you some background about the channel. And my husband, as par for the course, the way things happen is he is not here with me, and he does not have cell phone service where he is. So, yeah. So he's going to be typing the questions in the chat as we go, and it's just going to be fun. So I hope y'all are ready to have a good time tonight, and we're just going to relax. He's going to be here in just a minute or so. I forgot to do the thumbnail. I guess I should do that. Should I put you in the thumbnail? Probably. Sorry about you. Couldn't quite get it. But anyway, and we just, hashtag Be Bodacious is all about, not letting life get in the way of living. It's all about having fun and just enjoying being in the moment, no matter what your ability or disabilities are. I believe that for most things, there is a way to work around disabilities and challenges. And so that's what we did here. All right. So I think he has come in. Do I see a howdy? I think I see a howdy. Let me just type this in right quick. Da-da-da. What I'm looking is I sent myself a notification, I hope. So I'm going to check it out because sometimes notifications go out and sometimes they don't. So I'm just checking that really quickly to make sure everybody's gotten word about this before we begin. And yes, indeed, notification has gone out. So good deal there. Good deal there. All right. Well, are you all ready to get started? Hi, hubby. And if you all are ready to get started, we're just going to go ahead and we are going to dive into this. So, hubby, what is our first question? And before we get started, do you want to vouch for me that I actually haven't looked at these? We're going to let hubby vouch. And that way you all will know I'm not kidding. Okay, see. Okay, so whenever you're ready, if you want to go ahead and type it in, then we'll get ready for the first question. There's going to be a lag. There's always a lag with YouTube, and that's okay. Okay, so we may kind of pause here and there in between questions. All right. Yay. And there he is. Yes, you haven't seen them. Okay. What's one trip you? I bet there's more coming up. Sometimes, I don't know about you all, but with me, sometimes I'll go to type something in and I'll lose it. So we're just going to give him just a second to finish typing the rest of it in. And I probably will go through and delete some of these blank spaces for you. It takes about 48 hours to be able to get into that. What's one trip you always dreamed of taking and why haven't you gone yet? One. I have to only do one? Actually, there's a couple of trips that I would like to take. I would like to go to Italy and just see that beautiful country, see all of the sites. I mean, there's just so many things to do there. I would like to go to the Vatican. I would like to go to Rome and Naples and see the art and just take it all in, hear the language, the people. I would love to do that. And pretty much the other thing that I would like to do is I want to go to Hawaii. My dream is to see all 50 states. I figure Hawaii is going to be the hardest. I've done Alaska a couple of times because of the mission trip. So, yay, Alaska, loved it. So, I'm going to say Italy and Hawaii. So, why haven't I gone yet? Well, I'm going to say it's because my husband doesn't make enough money. and that's what I'm going to go with. So that would be why. One day we'll get there, I'm sure. But you all know how it goes. So we are actually working on something about Hawaii. So I may be able to share that in a few more weeks, but not anything right now. Not yet. Not yet. So let's see. What else have you got? Valerie Reese is in the house. Hey, Valerie. And she says hi. Now, you all, I just want to toss something out about Valerie. Okay. She's done this video on socks that are being packed up and places that they're going. And if you all have not seen that yet, you need to scoot right on over to her channel and check that out. And then she's got one about her to-do list being very, very long. And I'm not going to say what all she has on it that she shared with us, but she's a busy person. But yeah, go check those out. Valerie Reese, it's all about the adventure. And Valerie, if you would like to use these questions to do a tag, feel free. Anybody can use these on your channel. Just please tag me in it and tag whoever you think will do them on your channel. Woo! Okay, Valerie. She is going to go to Peru on a mission trip in November. I'm going to trust you're going to vlog this. Now, she's done some really neat trips. And Peru is going to be amazing. You're also going to, it should be warmer in Peru, right? During that time? I would hope anyway. I would hope. Okay, so, all right, hubby, are you ready to hit me with the next one? Thank you, Valerie. Yay, she's going to do her best to vlog it. So do check her out. Visit her channel, subscribe. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Okay, she hasn't, whoops, she hasn't checked the weather in Peru yet. Hopefully it'll be warmer in November than it is here. We're going to hope for that. Okay, John Crabtree. What's your go-to feel confident outfit when you're traveling or out for the day? My go-to feel confident outfit. Well, when I'm out for the day, I live in a rural area, so really, as far as confidence, it's going to be a jeans and t-shirt because that's what everybody else wants to wear. So yeah, you want to fit in. And I think that when I go out for trips, my go-to outfit that gives me confidence is probably jeans and a t-shirt. Sometimes with a denim jacket. Now, sometimes I will wear dark pants. Sometimes if I'm going to be dressing nice, then I want to wear, dark pants and a dress shirt. But most of the time, it's jeans and a t-shirt because if you're on a trip, if you're on vacation, why dress up if you don't have to? So with me, yeah, it's just plain basics. What is it? Sometimes somebody said, what do you wear? And somebody answers, whatever's clean. So, but for me, jeans and t-shirt. Let's see. John says he likes dark pants and a nice golf shirt. Okay. Yep, you do. And Valerie says we're going to hike Rainbow Mountain. I will take video there. That's going to be amazing. For you all who just came in, don't forget to give me a like on the live stream. But just to catch you up, Valerie is getting ready to take a trip to Peru in November. So Valerie Reese, it's all about the adventure. Okay, so you're going to want to sign up. Check that out. And she's saying she likes wearing long dresses, summer dresses on cruises. Now, if I went on a cruise, I probably would dress up. But just for your average trip, I want my jeans and my t-shirt. So pretty much what I'm wearing right now. Ta-da! With my jeans. So I'm dressed and ready to go out of town. And Valerie is saying jeans everywhere else. So long dresses on cruises, and jeans everywhere else. I got it. Makes sense. If anybody is listening and you want to dive into the chat and share your answers, just go ahead, just dive in. We don't stand on formalities here. Just make yourself comfortable. Okay, let's see. What else are you going to hit me with? I can't wait to see what the next question is going to be. And I copied and pasted them in the description box below, but I have not looked at them. I just did a quick copy paste immediately before the live stream. So I haven't seen these. Oh, okay. If you could only pack 3 beauty or self-care items on a trip, what would they be? Beauty or self-care? Beauty or self-care? Let's see. Sunscreen. I would definitely have to have some sunscreen with me. Let's see what else. Probably some nice lotion. I like my lotions. I don't know if I would count that necessarily as a necessity. Bug spray. I will say that. That's like top of my necessity list. And oh my gosh, if I am going to go someplace like Denali National Park again, it's like bathe me in it. I want the bug spray. And I'm kind of going back and forth on the next one because I don't know if I want to say lotion or chapstick. I'm going to put them on about almost equal fitting, but I'm going to say chapstick. And you want to know why I'm going to say chapstick? I'm going to say chapstick because if my hands get really, really dry, I can use that chapstick on the rough spots on my hands as well as on my mouth. So I'm going to say chapstick. All right. What else? What else? Okay. John is saying, I like to embrace my natural beauty. Okay. I can give you that one. I can. But sometimes your natural beauty gets sunburnt. And Valerie is saying foundation, sunscreen, and lotion. There you go. We gotta have our sunscreen. Foundation, sunscreen, and lotion. And I've got chapstick, sunscreen, and bug spray. So yeah, there we go. What else we got? And for you all who just joined us, do give us a like on the video and dive right in to answer the questions yourselves too. Ooh, favorite me time activity when you're on the road? Oh boy. Okay, this is really hard. What do I do for me time when I'm on the road? I want to say plan my next Bodacious adventure. I don't think that's what you're looking for here. Me time on the road. Oh gosh. I'm going to say it's probably going to be either streaming or making some kind of craft. I'm going to go streaming because I like hearing audiobooks. And so that's a big one for me. I know Pride and Prejudice got me all across Alaska. So I'm going to say my favorite me time is going to be streaming audiobooks specifically. And let's see. John says, I will always travel with a book. Valerie says cryptogram books and Bible study. There you go. Those are two good things. Yeah, I almost said Bible study, but I'm going to go with streaming. Just because I stream so much, like when I'm in the car, especially if it's just me, I want something that I can be interested in. Not that I'm not interested in Bible study, but I can't take the Bible out while I drive. And I can listen to podcasts when I drive and stream audiobooks. Probably my favorite is audiobooks. So, okay, what else we got? And I do see we have a couple more new people in. So dive into the chat when you get a chance and answer the questions too. You can also feel free to use these on your channel. Just tag me so I know to come and watch your video, or if you do it live, watch your live stream. Now, Valerie is saying she does knit in the car if she's not driving. That makes sense too. Knitting for Valerie is huge. Absolutely huge. Oh. Okay. Have you ever taken a trip alone? What did you love or learn from it? Yes, solo female travel here. Sometimes I will ditch the hubs and go on a trip alone if you consider being alone, just me and the service dog. If you are talking about not having the service dog and it just being me, that's a little different. But I think with the solo female travel experiences, I am going to say that I have learned that God, the universe, however you choose to call it, higher power, I'm going to say God, has my back. And we were talking on last night's live stream how I am the luckiest unlucky person in the world, because when things happen, number one, things do happen, and number two, it usually everything works out, and God puts people, in my life when I need them, and hopefully He puts me in people's lives too. So when my car broke down in Montana, the van did in the parking lot, there is a woman who could help me out. She said all of her ex-husbands worked on cars, and she was able to help me out. So there was that one. There was a couple who stayed with me in a rest area one time. I had help trying to find air conditioning repair when I needed it. Just so many times, so many things. When I flew on the emergency basis with the TSA, with Delta, they were able to work it out with the TSA, so my husband could go to the gate with me, which was great. So I think that I've learned that when bad things happen, don't panic, and that something will go right. So I think that's what I learned from it. And then what I love about solo female travel is the self-discovery, finding out that you can handle things that you didn't know about, and the freedom to just stop when I want to and go when I want to, with the exception of potty breaks with Pipsy. Okay. Now, Valerie says she's learned to take more breaks when driving and don't spend too many hours on the road each day. Yeah, it's important to pace yourself. You've got to pace yourself when you're on the road. That's really important. Valerie says she almost fell asleep at the wheel once, and she learned from that. There you go. I am notorious for driving too long. I apparently might have the short sleep gene, because I need less sleep than most people, and that, I think, encourages me to drive longer. John says, it makes me more comfortable when Gail is solo traveling to have cell contact and share our locations with each other. It does. It does. I will tell you, for those of you who don't know, John, down below, this is my husband. Before we had Google locations sharing set up to share locations, he bugged me to death. Where am I? Was I okay? What was I doing? How was the trip going? And we're talking about like hourly, people, hourly. So with Google location sharing, he doesn't have to worry as much, and he can just kind of computer stalk me, which works out. And there was one time when you were like, hey, did you know you're going towards the forest fire and not away from it? So there was that too. So John's saying cell contact. I think having a service dog too actually makes him a little calmer for me to have the service dog. All right. What you gonna hit me with next? Because there's no telling. What's a bodacious thing you've done that scared you at first? Bodacious thing you've done that scared you at first. probably my first solo female van life trip. Because I had to, you have the van, you have the excitement. You're like, yay, I'm doing van life. I'm going to get out there. This is going to be wonderful. And you get out there and it's just you, your dog, and the road. And you're like, what have I just done? But I also knew that I had the ability to turn the van around and go back home. So I'm like, what's the worst that's going to happen? So I stuck with it. I fell in love with it. So yay, van life. And even though I've totaled the van, we've got the RV. So we're doing RV life, which is really cool. Okay. John is saying, bodacious thing that scared him at first is we rode in an antique airplane together. I kept wondering if they had done all the maintenance. It was really, really cool, though. Oh, my gosh. Did that not shake and rattle? And, oh, gosh, that was wild. But you, John, you got to sit in Johnny Depp's seat. It was an old Ford tri-motor airplane that had been used in, I forgot what movie. Actually, it's been used in several movies, but the one with Johnny Depp that featured the plane, I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I remembered it. I remember, and I found it, too. I'm the one that found it. I don't remember where we had to go, though, to meet the airplane, but they were doing this. It was a fundraiser, and you could do these little rides, and it was a cool experience. I'm surprised that you were nervous about it, because you didn't seem nervous at all. So, but it was neat. Oh, it's gonna kill me not remembering that movie. But yeah, on all the seats on the whole airplane, he gets Johnny Depp's seat. Okay. And Valerie says she scuba dives, which most people think is an extreme sport, but it's not scary at all to me. There you go. That's a way to be bodacious. Be out there and just having fun. And I like your videos about it. I like how you kind of take us along on this scuba diving. And let's see. John's saying, oops, I don't remember the movie, but the airplane was neat. I just remember being jealous of you on the seat. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly see if I can pull anything up on photos. I doubt it, though. Yeah, no, I'm not going to get anything. Sorry. Okay, what's the next question you're going to get me with? Ooh, okay. What's one piece of advice you'd give another woman thinking about RV or solo travel? Do it. Do it. Just go out there. Don't second guess yourself. Just do it. What's one piece of advice you'd give another woman thinking about RV or solo travel? Just do it. If you're going to get an RV, have a clear picture of what kind of RV you want and what you don't want in it. So do some research. For me, I knew I wanted one that was going to be small, compact. I didn't want to deal with slide outs, but I wanted something my husband and I could both be comfortable in. So I would say do it. Just start your research, start saving up. And if you're going to do solo travel, think about what that looks like to you. Does solo travel mean that you're going to go for a weekend and just do a getaway on like a Friday, Saturday, or a Saturday, Sunday. Does solo travel mean that you're going to get in your van and you're just going to drive across continent to Alaska? You got to put some time in to think about what solo looks like to you. And some people think of solo as not necessarily being alone on the trip or by themselves on the trip. Some people think of solo travel as being travel where they just simply ditch their everyday life and ditch the family and maybe go for a girlfriend's weekend. That's really not my definition of solo travel, but some people do consider that to be solo travel. So I would say look at what you want, and go out there and just do it. Life is too short to miss out on a lot of these really cool things. So plan and do. Go and do. Okay. And Valerie is saying, plan your trip and be prepared for everything. Yes. She makes really good point there, because I don't think you can overplan. I really don't. And that's important. And if you do enough planning, it also ensures you won't forget something that you really need on the trip. So, all right. Next. What's the next question here? Okay. What is the most unusual souvenir that you have ever brought home? Unusual souvenir. Huh. I'm stumped. I'm gonna say we've gone to thrift shops a couple of times. So that's kind of an unusual souvenir. There's also been, I've gone to like a couple of local to that area craft shows, and picked up something. So that would be kind of unusual. But I don't really know what you would. Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably some of the things that I have brought back from Loretto Chapel. Actually, I got a little nativity set at Loretto Chapel. And for those of you who are not familiar with Loretto Chapel, it's in New Mexico. It's in Santa Fe, and it's got this incredible spiral staircase going up, and nobody is exactly sure how it came to be. And they've done all kinds of analysis and stuff. So I think that I'm going to actually share a couple of pictures with you on that. It's just really, if anybody gets a chance to go, don't miss the opportunity. So here's what the chapel looks like from the front. And then let's see, right up my husband's head, that spiral part, that's the staircase. And it obviously goes on up to the second floor, but nobody is actually sure like how it stays up. And those are terrible pictures. So clearly next time we're in New Mexico, I've got to go back. But here's one. And you can see there's no center support structure. And there are no legs. So, like, how was this constructed? And the wood isn't even from New Mexico. So the whole story on this is they needed a staircase built, and somebody just showed up and said, I can build a staircase for you, and basically did, and then disappeared. So he brought his own supplies and everything, came, did it, and disappeared. So, yeah, it's fascinating to me. So I brought the nativity set and some other things back. So I think that's going to be the most unusual thing, just because it was in a very, very unusual to me kind of place. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Let's see what y'all's answers are. Valerie says a painted mask from Mexico. That would be cool. What is it? One that goes on your wall? Say more about that. And John's saying what's unusual for me is that I like the most commonplace things, like a rock or a small seashell. It connects me with the act of picking it up in that location. And we do always make sure that John's got permission to pick it up. Some places you can't pick anything up, you leave it. And yeah, he always makes sure, he always asks. So yeah. You know, I do think something that we picked up that was unusual to us was some of the petrified wood from the Painted Desert, and that being out in Arizona. I forgot about that. Okay, so the mask goes and it's on the wall. Okay. That would be really interesting. And I do like this with Valerie. She says we get a Christmas tree ornament from every island we visit on our cruises, which is awesome because then you have that permanent reminder. I like that. Okay, hit me with the next one. How do you stay connected with friends and family while traveling? Okay, fortunately, this is not as hard as it used to be. It used to be like a nightmare. So to stay connected, there's a bunch of things that I do. One is I switch my cell phone plan. I use Google. It's Google Fi Wireless. I love it. It is cost effective, but it also has the capability to use your phone internationally. So when I went across Canada, I didn't have any problems, except I did have problems in Yukon. And that's just because Yukon's Yukon. Otherwise, I use Wi Fi, connect it with Wi Fi. But I also do all of the safety settings on my phone, and that helps us kind of know we're connected. So, what I mean by safety settings is I have Google Crash Detection set up on my phone. So that helps us stay connected. In case there's an emergency, it will ask, do I require assistance? And if it's a yes or a no answer, then it blasts it to all of the pre-programmed phone numbers that I have. So that's a good way to stay connected in case of a accident. I also use the safety app where I can just hit the on button on my phone a set number of times, and that sends out a blast to those that I've listed as my emergency contacts, and they get my GPS location and a 6-second clip, and it's sent every minute or so, and they can tell what's going on and tell if I need to have EMS called or 911 called. Whatever's going on, they're going to know, and it's really quick and it's silent. So we have that. And I think the other way that we stay connected is, of course, social media, Facebook and whatnot. But I think the other way is the Google location sharing, having that set on the phone. I think it helps me feel more connected because I know that he's going to cyber stalk me with permission, and he's not just a creeper with me. I mean, it's definitely has permission, but I think all of that helps me stay connected. Plus, of course, Facebook. So yeah, let's see what you all have come up with. Let's see. Oh, going back, yes, we have spent so much time in Tim Hortons in Canada. Yeah, we have, trying to stay connected. We sure have. And Tim Hortons is kind of a Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme situation merged with Starbucks. It's kind of this unique combination. And usually great service, but usually even better Wi-Fi, especially on the Alaska Highway. So if you wind up ever traveling on the Alaska Highway, look for those Tim Hortons. They're going to be your best friend. And Valerie is saying Facebook Messenger, which is awesome. And she says it's free if you have internet. You can FaceTime through Messenger too. She says she's had her mom on Messenger even in Colombia, so she could look around the area that Valerie was staying in. That's cool. That's a creative use, so she could look around. I like that idea. Hey, Retired and Loving It is here. Hi. They use Facebook Messenger mostly when traveling. That works. That works. And they travel a lot. That's part of loving retirement. I think, anyway. I'm hoping if my husband ever retires, and we do share our location at times with family. That's important, I think, because it's just reassuring, and you feel connected even if you aren't specifically on the computer at that time. You know, it's just easier. It lowers anxiety. So yeah, it just helps with being connected. So yeah. Okay. What else? What else are you gonna hit me with? You can share your location on Facebook too, right? Like your immediate, this is where I am now kind of thing. Do I remember that right about Messenger? It seems like I've seen it. Okay. What's your motto or personal reminder to keep life fun and adventurous? Gee. Let me see if I can remember this one. Be bodacious. My whole thing is, as you all know, be bodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living. That is my motto, my personal reminder, just to keep life fun and adventurous. So there you go. What else? And how do you all do that? Does anybody else have a motto? I think Retired and Loving It could say Retired and Loving It. And I think Valerie definitely, it's all about the adventure. It's in her title. So yeah. What else you want to hit me with? That's me. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. Thank you for doing this. You've been a good sport. Yeah, and Valerie is saying things happen that aren't planned and it's part of the adventure. Absolutely. You know, and that could be good or bad, and things that stress you out then that you laugh about later. But yeah, it all factors in. It's part of it. It's part of it. You know, it's just the joy of being out there and living and doing what's important to you at that moment. Absolutely. All right, you all. Yes, it was fun. Thank you, John. We're going to give you a big round of applause for you. It was fun. I don't think Pipsy had too much fun. I haven't seen him in like he was last night when he kept bringing his toy to me, but that's okay. That's okay, puppy. Yeah, now Valerie does have a point. It's still part of your adventure, though. It's just not a fun part. But Valerie went to on a mission trip with me to Alaska, and she survived it. So big clap for Valerie. So that was a fun trip. But yeah, you did have the airline experience there. But we're glad you got to come and you got to experience it. And you know, but those things do wind up being all about the adventure. Okay, well, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight, for answering the questions, and just being part of it, just hanging out. You all take care, and I will see you all Tuesday. We're doing a travel trivia live stream on Tuesday, and then I might do a pop up on Thursday. We'll just kind of see Thursday or Saturday. But on Sunday night at 7:30, we're going to talk about YouTube impact and the United States of YouTube, which is a promotion that they're doing through their corporate office and one of the 5 channels. It was 4, but they upped it to 5, representing the state of Tennessee in their promotion there in their office. So we're going to talk about that Sunday night at 7:30 and really get an idea for how big is the YouTube impact and what does that mean. So we're just going to look at it from a personal perspective, and also we've got some statistics to share, and I think you guys are really going to be interested in that. So that's my previews coming up for the week. So thank you all again. Have a fabulous night, and I will see you all Tuesday. Take care. Have a great day. Good night, everyone.